I think that the best lesson is that when you want to move things, you have to do it together. So mobilizing the whole society, the whole everybody, actors, because by yourself as administration, it doesn't matter how good you are, it's impossible.
Today I'm in Vienna with Ion Ceban, the General Mayor of the city of Chișinău, the capital of the Republic of Moldova. Mayor, great to have you here today. Let me start with a question about the kind of city that you're leading, a mid-sized Eastern European capital, and how is this kind of city bringing the innovations and the successes that you've been having in your 5 years tenure already and continuing to other parts of the world?
Thanks for this opportunity, first of all, and I'd like to greet everybody who is looking to this interview. And I think what is really very important in a mid-sized city where resources are not so big, so to say, especially financial one, is just to let people bring this kind of solutions, innovation, and test them. It's much more easier to test any kind of solution in a mid-sized city, in a mid-sized capital than in a big one. And then to learn and then to spread this experience further for everybody. It doesn't matter the field of application.
Thank you, Mayor. And we at METROPOLIS, the network of capital cities and metropolitan cities, we have recently come in contact with Chișinău, and we've detected that you have given a great importance to international activities for the city. Why is internationalization important for you as a mayor? And also, what are the areas and the topics that are important for you in the internationalization of Chișinău?
Definitely, there are topics that are important for every and each city. But you know, from the very start of my career as a mayor, in the second month, there was one mayor who was in the 5th term, and he was saying like that, look, Ion, you don't have to invent too much. A lot of things are invented before us. When you just make a localization of a right copy-paste, when you learn from one to another, and can do that thing in your city in benefit of your citizens, that's really enough. Of course, if you can invent something, it's up to you. Definitely a green city, an inclusive city, digitalized city, a technological city, a smart city is a thing that we are looking for everybody.
And can I talk a little bit about something which every big city is contending with, and medium city, which is mobility. But of course, this takes different shades. In Central and Eastern Europe, what we often find is some of the infrastructure is there, but maybe it's old or it's thought for a different city, that the sprawl is becoming a new reality. And often that means that cars are everywhere and that the mobility becomes difficult. How are you thinking about these issues, about traffic, about parking, about all these issues that make life less pleasant in the city?
It is a known thing for Chișinău, for those who know Chișinău, that the city was planned for somewhere around 90,000 cars. And now during the day there is 500,000. So it's quite a big number, and it's a big challenge to change the situation in that sense. What we did for the last 5 years, we put a very important focus on public transportation to renew, to come with a better quality for that. And I'm really very proud to say that only in the last several years, we brought 359 trolley buses and buses to Chișinău, which as a consequence made much more better this approach for everybody. Another issue is very important, that 70% of the public transportation is electrical, so there are trolley buses. Then dedicated lines, then what was really very difficult to explain to a lot of people with this dedicated lines, because it took from the space from the cars in favor of public transportation, alternative transport and so on. But the mentality is changing, and people are more okay right now with this, and I really hope that with these steps we can go further. Now we are working hardly on the urban mobility sustainable plan. We have a green city agenda and many other strategic documents that we try to follow step by step in order to improve the situation.
Very good. Chișinău, of course, is part of a bigger context, the European and East European context in particular, that has gone a very dramatic demographic shift, right? We know that not only the population from the point of view of general demographics is getting older because of fewer births, but also often we have emigration of younger people abroad. How are you thinking about this demographic challenge, which is common to many other parts of Europe and the world? How are you thinking about this, and how are you maybe acting to make the city maybe more attractive to young people?
I will start with the city more attractive for the young people. That means infrastructure, logistics, that means comfort, social life and cultural life and many, many others. So just to summarize, I would say when your cost of opportunity is not really very high in any other part of the world, and we really as Moldovans have a big diaspora, so more than 1 million people are still abroad permanently or working seasonally. So improving this social, cultural, infrastructure life every day is a really very important question. New kindergartens, we modernize schools, we give an opportunity to young people, building youth centers, making them socialize, putting a lot of focus on training and developing their startups, going into entrepreneurship and so on. So different kind of approaches just to make them a little bit more happy to stay at home. There is another good issue, not for the Republic of Moldova, but for Chișinău. In the last several years, we have an increase of 20,000 kids in the schools, and that's another challenge, the space and so on and so on. Definitely, we can discuss about why is this happening, is an urbanization process, but what is really just to be confirmed is that they choose Chișinău as a better place. I'm happy to work on that together with our team to improve these conditions every day.
At the same time, you as a mayor and your team had to face a major challenge when your neighbor country, Ukraine, suffered an invasion, entered into a war situation. How, as a mayor, how could you address this huge arrival of refugees?
Look, from the third month of my first mandate, we faced these crises. I would say there were 4 big crises for Chișinău. First of all, it was COVID, because 70% of the beds all across the country were in strategic hospitals that were in the management of municipality, and it was a really huge experience. It's important that we could have all the actors, economic agents, NGOs, volunteers, and administration working on that. After that, only finished Omicron in January, beginning of February 2022, and in several weeks we had this terrible war and Russian aggression at the east. And then Chișinău again had to face this big challenge, managing more than 45 centers. We used to have 4,000 people a day as refugees, everybody with accommodation, hot meals, and so on and so on. And again, it was a community mobilization. An important thing for us was that everybody was in the focus, and this care, medical, social, psychological, any kind of were conducted to those who were in need. After that, we had this energy crisis when you had 7 times raising prices for gas, and you didn't plan this money for for paying the maintenance or anything else. And as it is everywhere, so we still have not always good political conditions, and also the political crisis is another one when it comes to this cooperation between different bodies, authorities, and so on. But we managed, and we learned a lot of things. And I think the best lesson is that when you want to move things, you have to do it together. Mm-hmm. So mobilizing the whole society, the whole everybody, actors, because by yourself as administration, it doesn't matter how good you are, it's impossible.
And now with this, with all these big four crises under the belt, as it were, and also the years that you've already been there, if you look into the future and you want to think, what would you like the people of Chișinău to remember you for? What would you like the legacy of your mayorship of Chișinău to be? How would you imagine this kind of future?
Well, I would say that I would like to hear from different people that my credo and my opinion is that in all these kind of conditions, all these changes and things that are happening both regionally and globally, I want to stay at home in Chișinău. And when they say that, that means that we together do a little bit more for this issue, And when they usually say that, taking into account the regional context, we succeeded.
Very good. So thanks so much, Mayor. We're very proud to have Chișinău as a member of METROPOLIS, and we are hoping that you can change your city, but also to keep sharing all these good experiences with other mayors around the world. Thank you.
Thank you.